Hola. Welcome to the stream of me suffering learning Godot. This is gonna be going on for a while. It's gonna be some game break days for sure. But yeah, we're gonna lean on the power of stream, which makes me sit down and do shit and learn Godot with this power. Alright, we're off. We have the brackets tutorial ready. We did shit yesterday. This is our game now. We have dog. Dog has idle animation. We have platforms. We have moving platforms. We have coins. They can be picked up. We have enemies. They can kill us. Oh. But now it just slows down. Oh, good morning.
Again, Q3 means to remove that node. So here we're accessing our player, getting the collision shape node, and removing it.
Oh, wait,
and now if we that,
gotta return
dying
shit.
2.0.
Dying 2.0.
Let's start by adding a slow motion effect when we die. We can do this by changing the time scale of the entire game. So inside of our kill zone, we'll open up the script here. And right after we print you died, let's modify our time scale.
Sup, Aeon?
So I'll go engine.timescale and set it equal to 0.5. This means that we will go at half speed. Then when our timer runs out, let's set this back to default because
We did that correct. Awesome, awesome. Was this in kill zone? Timescale. Void. Yeah.
otherwise we will actually still be slowed down when our scene reloads. So we'll go engine.timescale and set it back to the default 1. And if we play this now, this is actually already much better. Notice that it also takes twice as long before the game restarts because everything in our game slows down, including our timer. But I think it could be even cooler if we remove the player's collider to make him simply fall off the map.
Okay.
To do this, we need a reference to the player. We actually already have this here. You'll notice that after the onBody entered here, there's a variable called body. This refers to the body that entered the area. And since the only thing that enters the kill zone is our player, body is our player. So we can actually add a new line here that goes to our body, and then we simply need to get the collision shape node under our player. So we'll do dot get node, and we'll search for the collision shape 2D.
That's probably not gonna work, right? Since the new has like body node to the void. We'll see. Either way, Doggo's not gonna have a good day. Get underscore node. Maybe no, that's spelled correctly. Too large D. Alright, now we get nice. Okay.
And we can remove it. So call dot Q3 on
Q3 is remove. Good to know. get that in brain.
That node. Again, Q3 means to remove that node. So here we're accessing our player, getting the collision shape node and removing it. And now if we find our way to some danger, boom, we are...
Alright, let's see. Let's see if this works. It did! It did!
hit and we fall the collision shape 2D and we can remove it. So call dot Q3 on that node. Again, Q3 means to remove that node. So here we're accessing our player, getting the collision shape node and removing it.
Okay.
And now if we find our way to some danger, boom, we are hit and we fall off the map. Cue the sound effect.
Perfect.
Player 2.0.
Alright.
So far we've been
Animations.
using the character movement template pretty much as is. But we need to modify it in order to add animation to our player, as well as change the key bindings that we use to move. So what are we looking at here? Well, the top two lines define two constants with our speed and jump velocity.
Yeah.
There's also a variable here that defines the gravity based on our project settings.
No. It's not. Gravity is defined somewhere else now, I guess. This, okay, no. Physics process is our new gravity, I assume. No, we still have physics process here. Variable. Gravity är lika med project settings, get settings, physics 2D, default gravity. Okay. I guess it just doesn't fetch them the same way then. It's Google term. How do we word this? Fuck you, AI.
There's a lot of room for
No. We'll continue as we'll see what happens.
By default, this is a value of 980. So we have these three values, but the meat of the script is really inside of this physics process function. Physics process is very similar to the process
We
function.
still
use
have
for
the
our
physics
enemy.
process.
However, while process is great for a lot of things, there is one part of
I just noticed there was missing code from my screen and his screen.
the game engine that really struggles with not knowing how many times per second it is going to be run. That is the physics engine. Physics in general need to update at fixed intervals to avoid janky behavior. Luckily, physics process solves this problem because it runs at a fixed rate, 60 times per second by default. This is independent of your game's actual frame rate and helps physics run smoothly. We use it for anything that involves the physics engine, like moving something that should collide with its environment, such as a player character. So in this function, a few things are happening. If the player is not standing on a surface, we add gravity. If we press the spacebar and the player is on a surface, we jump. And then we get the direction we need to move in based on what arrow keys are pressed and move.
Okay. Yeah, precisely. You see there. I'll pull it up large. He has the variable here. Gravity equals project settings get settings. Physics 2D default gravity. And my script does not automatically have that. But I do already have the function of physics, so I'm just moving on, and if things... Alright. That was I was thinking, as it had been replaced.
Accordingly. Now let's start by rebinding some input keys. For this, Godot uses an action system.
Okay.
Create actions for anything we want to do in the game. Jump is an action, so is move left or move right.
Yes.
We can then bind keys to these actions.
Okay.
Let's try it out. So let's go to Project, Project Settings, Input Map.
Whoop. Project Settings, Input Map. Okay, we're here now.
And here we can add some actions. I'm gonna add a jump action.
Okay.
As well as a move left.
I'm guessing I move right as well.
And a move right. Then we can use the plus sign over here to bind a key. So to my jump here, I'm gonna hit plus, and then it's listening for input. So I'm gonna press the space bar and hit OK.
Interesting. Wait. Can I technically just bind this to a controller from here? It does say joypad. Very nice. Very nice. Perfect. Good to know. Alright, jump into spacebar.
And as you can see, space is now bound to jump. For a move left, I'm going to bind the left arrow key. And I'm also going to bind the A key. So we can use vast for movement.
Okay, wait, that's very so I can... That's nice. So I can probably bind this to a controller immediately now as well. So we go, boom. We jump there. We bind the move left to joypad. Joypad, analog stick, analog stick.
As well. As you can see, there's no problem binding multiple keys to the same action, which is really handy. I'm also going to bind right arrow to move right, as well as the D key. And now we can use these actions in our script. By default, Godot uses some built-in actions that are meant for navigating UI.
Okay.
This is why it says things like UI accept here. Let's replace these with our own actions instead.
All right.
And as you can see, it will actually help us by auto-completing here. So I'm going to put in jump for my jump action. And then for moving left here, I'm going to change to move left. And for moving right,
Okay, move left, move right. Move left, move right. Very good, very good. I need to try. Oh, I can control with the controller. I don't know why this is so cool, but it is. Yeah, right? It's very nice. Just so nice at helping you.
I'm going to change to move right.
Now we can
use
bind
the keys
animations.
To our actions to move around, which in my case are both the fast keys and the arrow keys. Awesome. The next thing we need to do is to update our player graphics to face the direction we are moving in, and to play the right animation.
Okay.
Let's start by
Yes.
flipping our sprite based on direction. So just like with our enemy, we first need a reference to the animated sprite node. Again, here we can simply click and drag and hold down Control.
We're going to player. We put that at between above the physics process. Okay. Okay.
Again, I'm going to remove the 2D from the name to make it shorter, and then we'll
Yeah, because this is just the already. Yeah, okay. What? I wonder what this. This is a class. Okay. All right.
we'll add some extra code to our function. Now, this line here defines a variable called direction that is based on our input. If we don't press any buttons, direction will be 0. If we press move right, direction will be 1. And if we press move left, direction becomes -1. So we can use this variable to check if we are moving left or right. I'm going to make some space in the code here and make my own comments as well. So use a hashtag for a comment. This here gets the input direction, which can either be -1, 0, or 1. And this down here actually applies the movement. So in between, we can add a section that flips the sprite. To do this, we check if our direction
Dun, 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 dun.
Direction variable is greater than 0, well, that means we're moving to the right, and we can set animated sprite dot flip horizontally to false. If this is
Okay. Dot flip H. False.
is not the case, well, then we want to check if our direction is less than 0. For this, we can use the else if or elif keyword. So else if our direction is
I see. So elif is an else if command.
less than 0, well, then we'll set animated sprite dot flip h
Hmm. Dot flip underscore h lika med true, I assume. Oh.
to true. And now if we play this,
Let's see. Cat flips. Now I wonder how we're gonna... We'll do the other things first. We'll do the walking animations and then we'll
we
come
see
back
that
to
our
the
player
turning
sprite
animations.
indeed faces the right direction. Now let's add some animation. So let's go to 2D view, select our animated sprite, and let's add 2 new animations.
I've
One
already
called
added
run
those.
and one for jumping. In our run animation, I'll add some new sprite frames. Select our knight. Remember, this is 8x8.
Yeah.
I'll simply add all of the frames in the run animation, which stretches over 2 lines here. I'll add those frames.
For once.
FPS to 10. And play. Looks good. Then for the jump animation, I'll also add a sprite frame. And there are a bunch of different ways to go about this. But in our case here, I think we should actually play our jump animation whenever we're just in the air. This means that this will also play when we're just falling off a platform. And for this, we could use a very quick looping animation or simply a single frame. I actually like this one from the roll animation, so I'm just going to use that. Then in our script, we can of course play these animations. So after we get the input direction and flip the sprite, let's add a new segment, which is going to play. animations. And here we also need to check our direction variable. More specifically, if our direction is equal to 0, well then we're standing still. And we can go ahead and play.
Oh, okay. I'm stupid. Of course. What's happening? Error 31. Expected ident block after if. Do I not have an identification? Did I misspell? Okay. Ah.
Animated sprite dot play the animation called idle.
Yeah. Of course. So it errors immediately because I didn't have any do this line. That makes total sense.
If this is not the case, so else, well then we want to play animated sprite dot play the run animation. And
so instead of that's smarter. And you don't have to write a code for our jump is better though because we have a landing, so that's gonna be Googleable after we're done with this chapter. Then we're gonna turn back. Oh, yeah, that was bad. But that looks amazing. Woo! Run. Walk. Wackel. Walk. That was perfect. Okay. Okay, he moves a bit fast now, but it's fine. We'll get that done later.
if we now start running, we can see our run animation being played. Finally, we just need to add our jump animation. And here we can use a built-in function of our character body 2D, which is to check if we are standing on the floor. So at the top here, we'll check if we're currently on the floor, is on floor. Well, then we want to
Is on wall only. Okay.
to go ahead and play our idle or run. So I'll cut this using Control X, paste it in here, make sure you tab in.
Wait, what? Bracky, chill.
If we now start running, we can see our run animation being played. Finally, we just need to add our jump animation. And here we can use a built-in function of our character body 2D, which is to check if we are standing on the floor. So at the top here, we'll check if we're currently on the floor, is on floor. Well, then we want to go ahead and play our idle or run. So I'll cut.
Why would I copy and paste them?
This using Control X.
Oh, okay, because we're childrening them. And then we can... Then if we do like this... So now if I go like... Elsif... elif... else if... animated sprite dot play jump. I want to see. Did I get this right? Let's see. Nope. Error after if connection. Where? Line 31. I'm missing something. This should be indented, right? Alright. I was wrong.
Make sure you tab
so let's
in.
learn.
And if we're
Okay, I didn't tab in. But it was already tabbed in. Alright, yes. Remove this for now. I'm assuming I'm gonna learn. Okay. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Expected indented. Isn't this not indented? Oh, shit. These may... okay. Okay. Now I want to try if I can do the elif thing. Yep. Okay. Yes, I will indent you. There you go. That's smart. So you're like, you have to I gotta think of something similar. No.
We're not standing on the floor, well then we're in the air and we can go and play animated.
Oh, it should just have been an else. Dot play. Jump.
Sprite.play our jump animation instead. So if we're on
That's good. We're getting there.
the floor and our direction is 0, well then we're playing idle. If it's not 0, well then we're playing run. And if we're not on the floor, we aren't doing any of those things, we're just playing the jump animation. And that's it. Now if we play, we have a fully animated knight. I like to think that she's a former princess who got so tired of waiting to be saved from the big bad dragon that she took matters into her own hands. Who better to save some princesses from a dragon than someone who knows dragons like her own back pocket? But feel free to make up your own story. And that reminds me, story. We need a good way of communicating story, hints, and other valuable information to the player. And to do this, we need text. So let's add some text elements to our game. Text.
Sure, Bracky, but we're gonna deep dive some more into this animation before we... No! Empty can of energy drinks. Perfect. Yeah. I do indeed. Well, I have a falling animation. So there should be some sort of speed, I guess. This is X. If jump velocity... I wonder. I wonder if we remove this else. Precisely, but I'm thinking from a perspective of me not knowing shit at all. I'm thinking like if jump velocity is, I don't know if I need to do a dot though or whatever. Is greater than 1, then we play that's smart. Yes. Oh, too far. These are the I just place it in front. Okay. Okay. So it doesn't accelerate, I see. But there has to be like since he falls, there has to be some sort of fall velocity too that I could reference, right? Because this references the get gravity maybe. Yeah. And so far I'm following. That's probably correct. Do we have any? Look. This is or speed. Oh, should I put that under the whenever I press the jump button? It goes to minus 300. That's the only thing that happens. But so there's a gravity thing. Seems like it. What was it called? So we would do... Where's our animation? Okay, okay. Let's remove this comment and... These are the ones, and this needs to be indented and fixed, right? Yeah, look at this. So it's plus now. That's the 0, so that has to be the peak. So I could go... Yes. So I could go if greater than velocity dot y equals 0. Animated sprite dot play land. Can I nest? I wonder if I can nest this here. If greater than 0. Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, okay. Dot play. Land. Oh my fucking god! Thank you! Ah. We figured stuff out! Oh! This is so satisfying! Why is this so satisfying? Oh! This is amazingly satisfying. So flip these, so else animated sprite dot play. You have to help me here. I'm not understanding. Okay. So we want to... Yeah, precisely. Yeah, okay, I get you. We're playing jump, and we're playing jump and falling. Okay. So how should we go? How would you go about it? God damn it! Now I'm feeling stupid again. If velocity. Okay, so if velocity y land else jump. Okay. Well, we have this then one that's already connected to else here. These? This is such a weird fucking feeling. I understand what you're... No, I understand what you're doing. What you're doing and trying to do, but I'm just too fucking stupid. That's the feeling. It's so weird. It's like understanding but not understanding. Yes, let's start over. Yes. But that might be good for later, so I'm gonna comment that. That's probably okay, right? If we need that debugging tool again. Ah! Yeah. If else. This indentation, right? Like so. It's okay, perfect. What? If velocity equals 0, animate sprite land, else animate jump. Okay, but why? Why in? What does the order matter? What's the? That's what I'm not getting. Yes. I don't have the programmer brain yet. But I'm fucking gonna get there. Okay. So now instead we don't start the jumping animation until later. Alright. So the difference is efficiency. It's much more effective and the code is much nicer now. So instead of sloppy spaghetti code, I get cleaner code. So I achieved the same thing but with more wording, and that would be kind of bad in the long run, I would guess then. It could be bad in the long run, or if I want to do something else. So it's amazing having you here. Yes. gonna indent that. That's a very good thing to remember. Who is messaging me? All right. Now, let's deep dive some more. But first, we're gonna. My brain is gonna take a little break. I'm gonna get myself an apple. Be right back. Oh. It is so cool. You can pretty much feel the neural pathways getting built from this. No. You are amazing at explaining stuff. This is so much easier with you. Here. It's just like I don't have the programming mind yet. But I'm literally feeling it being built as we do this. I feel the brain's resistance to take in this information. Yeah, I should probably look into that. That's probably going to be a good idea after we finish this bracket tutorial. Alright, let's see what text.
There are multiple ways of working with text in Godot, as part of a larger UI or as an integrated part of the game world. For this game, I decided to try making the text part of our world. In Godot, a text node is called a label, so let's add one. Let's hit Ctrl A and search for a label. Let's focus on it. And as you can see, this creates kind of a bounding box for our text. So I'm going to put it over here and scale it up a bit. And let's add some text in the field here. I'm going to put in a gameplay hint. And as you can see, the text looks really blurry. That's because since we're using pixel art, we're actually zoomed in really, really far. Which
Alright. You just click inside it.
makes the otherwise smooth text appear blurry. So we can fix this by using a pixelated font with hard edges to match our style. I've of course included some in the assets.
Okay.
So let's go under theme overrides on our label, fonts.
It's probably called something else. Theme overrides. I'm just blind. Oh, there we are. Fonts. Can we drag?
And here we can drag in the pixel.
Okay. Pep. Nice.
Operator font. We can also change the font size under font sizes here. Enable that. And I'm going to set mine to 8. Note that we have to use multiples of 8 in order for the text to appear crisp. So you can see if I change this to 9, it becomes blurry again. But
Alright.
we can use 16, 24, 32, and so on.
Okay.
I'm also going to go to the colors here and change the font color using the color picker. And now we can place these text elements around our game to provide story or gameplay tips.
Alright. I think so too. At least for now.
Once we're happy, we can categorize all of them under a node. So let's create a node.
That's probably a good idea too. To do. Yeah, for sure. Where did I place my drawing tablet? I'm gonna need that soon. This is dusty. I'm just using a shitty one. I don't draw on the computer often enough to warrant a better one. But I'm thinking of getting a older Mac tablet. I think it's the Mac 10, which has a good drawing. It's supposedly very Yeah, what is this? What does it say? I used a bamboo. This is a gaumon. Oh, it doesn't have fucking USB-C? The hell? Ah! Might have to get a new one just because it doesn't have USB-C. Ah. Where the fuck are my micro USB cables? Are you a micro USB cable? Nope, you're the camera. Fuck it, I'm not gonna get distracted right now. We shall continue with this shit. No, I'm using a desktop.
Node, call it labels, and drag all of them under that. And now when we play, as you can see, they appear as a natural part of our game world. And just like with sprites, because the player character has a greater Z index, it will draw on top. So let's use one of these text elements to display our current score.
I've been trying to move over to everything, to get everything to USB-C. There are some legacy shit that's still not USB-C, but meh. It's so much simpler.
Score and points.
Okay.
To create a score or coin counter for our game, we need two things. A script that keeps track of our current score, and a label to display it. It's common practice to place game-wide variables such as a score inside some kind of game manager. So let's make one. We'll hit Ctrl A to add a new node. Let's rename it Game Manager.
This is probably going to be very useful.
And I'll place it right at the top here.
Why?
The reason why we are using a regular node and not a node 2D is because we don't need our game manager to have a transform, in other words, a position, rotation, and scale.
Okay.
Now let's add a script to our game manager. We'll use the empty template.
Script empty.
And for the path here, let's put it inside of our scripts folder. And let's also rename it with non-capital letters. Create. And let's create a variable for our current score. So we'll write var for variable, name it score, and default it to 0. Now, so far in our code, we've only used the built-in functions of Godot, and some that we made with signals. In this case here, we want to create our own function that adds a point to our score and displays it. So I'll write func for a function. We'll name it add point, open and close some parentheses, and put a colon. Then on a new line, we'll write score plus equals 1 to increase our score by 1, and print our current score. Now, unlike ready, which runs at the start of our game and
Score plus equals 1. Okay.
and our signal functions, which run when a signal gets triggered, this function currently has nothing that calls it. So right now our function is here, but it isn't being run.
Okay.
To change this, we need to go into our coin script and tell it to call this function whenever a coin is picked up.
So I could generally just do this and this would be the same. Okay. Nope. Yeah. Okay, and then now I'm saying what you're getting at. Took a while.
So inside of our coin script, we need a reference to our game manager. But if we just click and drag while holding down control, we get this really weird looking path.
Okay.
This is because the game manager is higher up in the tree than the coins. And it's generally bad practice to use paths like this that
Yeah.
try to access
Yep.
nodes at the same level or
This is
higher
true.
in the tree. Luckily, because our game manager is a one of a kind and we are sure that there will always be only one game manager, we can solve this by marking it as unique. So let's right click our game manager and select access as unique name.
Okay.
As you can see, this creates a percentage icon next to the game manager, letting us know that it's a unique node.
All right.
This makes it much easier and safer to get a reference to the game manager, because now when we drag it in, instead of a $sign with a weird and unpredictable path, we get a percentage sign, which means that Godot quickly finds the node via its unique name instead of using a path. One limitation
good.
of this is that you can only access unique nodes from within the same scene.
Okay.
If the game manager and the coins were in different scenes, this wouldn't work. Now in our function, we can replace the print line here with game manager, access our game manager, and call
This line. All right.
the function add point.
Okay.
And now when a body enters our coin, it's going to go to the game manager and run our add point function. And
then
if
we
we
can
play, we can see that every time we pick up a coin, it increases and prints our score in the output window.
Does it? Let's see. Yes. 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 Does indeed. No, dog. Be quiet. Does this restart now? It does. Yay. Doggo can't reach. There we go. Probably. We'll see.
Finally, we can use what we learned about labels in the previous chapter to create one for displaying our coins. I'm gonna make a little place for this in our level. For now, I'll just put in some text that says you collected X amount of coins.
Okay. What? Can we just attach this to the camera? I would be... we'll do it later. Interesting that it's not using the pixel operator one. You collected X coins. Congratulations. Alright. Oh yeah, let's see. My daughter sent me a song to go with the moody game. Let's see. Oh, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. Let's see. Let's continue.
I'm also going to change the auto wrap mode to Word.
Why?
We can wrap our text
Okay.
and the horizontal alignment to center. Finally,
Sure.
I'll use a bolder font.
No.
Now we can take this label and rename it to something like score label. And since we want to change it from our game manager, let's drag it right under our game manager.
Yeah, okay.
Now in our script, we get a reference by clicking and drag.
A canvas layer node with your collected coin label under it makes it stay in the same position. Alright. That's good to know for building UI and stuff, I guess. Well, I guess it is. It will be good for building UI.
Dragging, holding down Control. And instead of printing our score, we'll go into our score label and access the text property.
What are you doing, dog?
And change it to you collected. And then here I'm going to add the number, add the score onto that amount of coins. Notice how I make sure to add spaces between the words.
Yep, yep. It's not... Det räcker!
And while this looks good, it's actually going to give us an error. And that's because we need to change this score here from a whole number variable called an integer into a text variable called a string. Again, we'll talk much more about variables in our video on GDScript. But for now, we can cast this using str for...
Okay. No.
string and then wrapping it in parentheses. And now when we play and pick up some...
It does not. Because this is not allowed inside an expression.
scenes, this wouldn't work. Now in our function, we can replace the print line here with game manager, access our game manager, and call the function add. Add point. And now when a body enters our coin, it's going to go to the game manager and run our add point function.
Yep.
And if we play, we can see that every time we pick up a coin, it increases and prints our score in the output window. Finally, we can use what we learned about labels in the previous chapter to create one for displaying our coins. I'm going to make a little place for this in our level label and access the... Now we can take this label and rename it to something like score label. And since we want to change it from our game manager, let's drag it right under our game manager. Now in our script, we get a reference by clicking and dragging.
Of course.
Holding down control.
I didn't reference it.
And instead of printing our score, we'll go into our score label and access the text property and change it to you collected and then here I'm going to add the number, add the score onto that amount of coins. Notice how
Okay, so we go like boom. Plus score. Plus, and this is going to be a text string. Coins.
how I make sure to add spaces between the words. And while this looks good, it's actually going to give us an error. And that's because we need to change this score here from a whole number variable called an integer into a text variable called a string. Again, we'll talk much more about variables in our video on GDScript. But for now, we can cast this using str for string and then wrapping it in parentheses. And now when we play and pick up some coins along the way here. Once we get to the end, it says, great job, you collected 6 coins. And if I pick
No, why? What time zone are you in, by the way? Alright. Yep. I see. Yay, it worked. I saw it. I saw it working. Perfect. New Zealand. I've always wanted to visit New Zealand. I had another viewer a while back who's so also a New Zealand guy.
up another one, it's going to update to 7. Awesome. And I don't know about you, this is great and all, but I think it's distinctly lacking a bling sound when we pick up a coin.
Yeah, alright,
Bling,
yeah.
bling, bling. Bling. Audio. One of the things that often get overlooked when making a game is audio, but music and sound effects are
Yeah, climbing, fishing. Pretty much. That's what I'm into. I've heard.
a huge part of building the mood of your game. This is of course a beginner's tutorial, but let's at least get our feet wet, or should I say our ears wet? Nope, I shouldn't. Let's at least add a music track and a pickup sound for our chorus.
True.
Now in the assets, I've included a music track as well as a few sounds. And to play these, we need a new type of node, the audio stream player. So let's add a new node, search for audio stream player 2D. Let's rename this to music. Then we can take our music track here, Time for Adventure, and drag it into the stream slot. We're also going to set it to autoplay. And by default, this is not going to loop. To change that, let's double click it. This is going to open up our audio importer. Here we can preview our music track. Groovy. Anyways, we can loop. So let's enable loop here and hit re-import.
No, we can't loop. Oh, shit. Removed it. Boop. Autoplay. No, remove, please.
Now by default, all sounds are played fairly loud, and since rename this to music, then we can take our music track here, Time for Adventure, and drag it into the stream slot. We're also going to set it to autoplay, and by default this is not going to loop. To change that, let's double click it. This is going to
okay,
open
we'll
up
double click it over here, I see. Loop. Re-import.
Our audio importer. Here we can preview our music track. Groovy. Anyways, we can loop. So let's enable loop here and hit re-import. Now by default, all sounds are played fairly loud, and since this is background music, we probably want to turn it down a bit. We can do this by adjusting the volume on each individual AudioStream player, or we can use the audio tab here at the bottom. This is actually a fully functioning audio mixer, and we can add different buses to control our audio. Let's add two, one for our music, as well as one for sound effects. And then we can simply route our music here into our music bus. So now we can control the volume of our
Okay.
music using this slider. I'm just gonna...
That's cool. How did we route it though? Music, and then we can slide. Nice.
Gonna set it to -12. And we have music. Unfortunately, it's going to restart whenever our scene is reloaded. A quick fix for this is to take our music node and make it into a scene. So I'll click and drag it into our scenes folder.
Okay.
Hit save. And then we can add this scene as an auto load. Auto loads are global scenes and scripts
Oops.
that we want to persist throughout our entire game, no matter which scene is currently loaded. So let's remove music here from our game scene and instead go to Project, Project Settings, Auto Load. We'll click.
Okay. Guess this is called globals now.
The little folder here and navigate to our music scene. And hit add. We've now registered our music scene as an auto load, which means that if we now play,
does it? Yes. All right, perfect.
even though our music scene isn't in our game, it automatically loads and starts playing our track. And even better, it doesn't reset when our game restarts. Now to add a pickup sound, we go to our coin and add an audio stream player. Let's rename this to
Okay, we got the scene coin. Go into sounds, coin, pop.
to pick up sound, drag in our coin sound, and set the bus here to sound effects. And now we can actually play this sound through script. But since we are removing the coin immediately by calling the queue-free function, the sound won't actually get a chance to play. We can of course fix this by adding code that waits until the sound has finished playing. But then we might get weird functionality where we try to pick up the coin multiple times while it's playing, and it will still be visible until the sound is finished. So let me show you a really cool trick to get around tricky timing things like this without writing any code. That is using an animation player. So let's add an animation player.
Okay.
And here we'll create a new pickup animation. And the first thing that we want to do when we pick up the coin is to hide the coin sprite. So I'll go into the animated sprite 2D, and this will change the window. So I'll go back to animation here. And now under visibility, I get to keyframe the visible property. Now when working with animations that don't need to play until later in the game, it's nice to be able to go back to the default values after animating. By default here, our coin should be visible. Now this is pretty cool. If I just create a keyframe, the sound won't actually get a chance to play. We can of course fix this by adding code that waits until the sound has finished playing, but then we might get weird functionality where we try to pick up the coin multiple times while it's playing, and it will still be visible until the sound is finished. So let me show you a really cool trick to get around tricky timing things like this without writing any code. That is using an animation player. So let's add an animation player. And here we'll create a new pickup animation.
Okay. We have a pickup animation.
And the first thing that we want to do when we pick up the coin is to hide the coin sprite. So I'll go into the animated sprite 2D, and this will change the window. So I'll go back to animation here. And now under visibility, I get to keyframe the visible property. Now when working with animations that don't need to play until later in the game, it's nice to be able to go back to the default values after animating. By default here, our coin should be visible. Now this is pretty cool. If I just create a keyframe here for the default value, Godot is going to ask to create a reset track. If we say yes to this, Godot is automatically going to create another animation track called reset.
Okay.
It will simply reset this value to its default state. So now in our pickup animation, we can keyframe it to whatever we want. In our case, when we pick up the coin, we want it not to be visible. So I'll disable that, keyframe it.
Okay. God damn it.
And then if we want to go back to our default values, we simply go to our reset track, and there.
So we do keyframe.
There it is. It goes back to animation. And the first thing that we want to do when we pick up the coin is to hide the coin sprite. So I'll go into the animated sprite 2D, and this will change the window. So I'll go back to animation here. And now under visibility, I get to keyframe the visible property. Now when working with animations that don't need to play until later in the game, it's nice to be able to go back to the default values after animating. By default here, our coin should be visible. Now this is pretty cool. If I just create a keyframe here for the default value, Godot is going to ask to create a reset track. If we say yes to this, Godot is automatically going to create another animation track called reset that will simply reset this value to its default state. So now in our pickup animation, we can keyframe it to whatever we want. In our case, when we pick up the coin, we want it not to be visible, so I'll disable that. Keyframe it. And then if we want to go back to our default values, we simply go to our reset track, and there it is. It goes back to default. So let's go to our pickup. Let's also modify our collision shape. We don't want to be able to collide with it while it's playing the sound. So let's simply go ahead and add a default key here for the disabled property. Hit create. And now we can set disable to true and add a new key. We can also go into our pickup sound here, and let's add a default key for the playing property. Let's hit create. And now since the sound plays pretty quickly, I can actually reach the key in time. So we can go down here instead. I'm just gonna scale this up a bit. Go down here to the value, the keyframe here, and change it to on. So we can actually modify the keyframes here as well. So now we have our pickup animation, and if we go to reset, we can see that everything goes back to default. So that's just a nice way of working with animation. So now we play the sound, disable the collider, and hide the sprite. After 1 second though, we can go ahead and remove the coin from our scene. So all of these keyframes here are on second 1. Let's put them over to right at the beginning of our animation at second 0. And then after 1 second here, we want to remove our coin. And this is a really cool part about the animation system, is that we can actually add another track here, a call method track, that is used to calling functions. So on our coin, we want to call a function, and I'll right click
Shilbrecky.
Insert key are on second 1. Let's put them over to right at the beginning of our animation at second 0. And then after 1 second here, we want to remove our coin. And this is a really cool part about the animation system, is that we can actually add another track here, a call method track, that is used to calling functions. So on our coin, we want to call a function, and I'll right click right where we want to do that, insert key, and the function that we want to call is the queue_free method, which is right here. And so now after 1 second, it's going to call the queue_free method on our coin without us writing any code. And voila, all the things we could have done through code are all inside this. On our coin, we want to call a function, and I'll right click right where we want to do that, insert key, and the function that we want to call is the queue_free method, which is right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is for learning, but I feel like code is probably a better way to do it, honestly. I don't know. I'm with you on this.
right here. And so now, after 1 second, it's going to call the queue-free method on our coin without us writing any code. And voila, all the things we could have done through code are all inside this animation. And again, to get back, we simply choose reset.
Oh, fuck. This is in the wrong function. Insert key. Yeah, probably. God damn it. Okay, now we go back and do this again.
Disabled property. So now we play the sound, disable the collider, and hide the sprite. After 1 second though, we can go ahead and remove the coin from our scene. So all of these keyframes here are on second 1. Let's put them over to right at the beginning of our animation at second 0. And then after 1 second here, we want to remove our coin. And this is a really cool part about the animation system, is that we can actually add another track here, a call method track, that is used to calling functions. So on our coin, we want to call a function, and I'll right click right where we want to do that, insert key, and the function that we want to call is the queue-free method, which is right here. And so now, after 1 second, it's going to call the queue-free method on our coin without us writing any code. And voila, all the things we could have done through code are all inside this animation. And again, to get back, we simply choose reset. Now all that is left is playing the animation through script. So in our script, we'll get a reference to our animation player. And then instead of directly calling queue-free, we'll go
It's shielded.
go animation player dot play pickup.
Did I put that stupid space in there? We'll see.
Up. And if we play now,
We'll see. Yeah. I put the stupid space in here. Can't even fall down because the sprite is too large. Right.
we can hear our music, and we can hear our pickup sound when we run into the coins. Awesome. Export! Finally, we are ready to export. Really incredible that you made it this far. You can feel very proud. So let's get our game out of Godot so we can share it with others. Godot can of course export to many different platforms, but I'm on a Windows computer here, so let's go ahead and make a quick Windows build. The first time we are exporting our game, we need to download the export templates. These are a little large, so to keep Godot lightweight, they aren't included by default. To install them, we go to Editor, Manage Export Templates, and hit Download and Install. And the export templates are installed and ready to be used, so we'll close, go to Project and Export. In this window, we'll add a build platform, so let's go Add, Windows Desktop. We'll enable Embed PC Key.
Maybe I should add the other ones. Where did he go?
Project and Export. In this window, we'll add a build platform, so let's go Add, Windows Desktop. We'll enable Embed PCK, which will export it into a single file. Then we scroll down. As for the product name here, I'm going to type in Princess Dragon Slayer, and we can hit Export Project. I'm simply going to put this on my desktop, uncheck Export with Debug, and hit Save.
Yeah. Alright, the export thing I can skip for now.
Save. This warning is not a problem. We'll hit OK. And now on the desktop, we have this first game.exe. We can open that up, and voila! We made a game.
Right? The new GTA 6.
Woohoo! And that's it. Congratulations on making your first dish, or I mean, game in Godot. If you don't understand everything or are unsure about where to go from here, don't worry. That's totally normal. It takes a little while to become familiar enough with the tools to feel really free with them. Never hesitate to use the documentation, tutorials, or code examples you find online. When I started out, I spent a lot of time remixing other people's scripts before I started to write my own. Now, where do you go from here? Well, that's totally up to you, but if you want to continue adding to this game, here's a list of things that you can try out. Expand the level. See how far you can get using just what you know now. I think you'd be surprised with how much fun gameplay you can get out of just these simple elements. Add effects, like an animation or particles when picking up a coin, or more sound and music. Add more danger elements like spikes or traps that turn on and off. Most of these are just variations on the kill zone we've already made. Add a main menu, more enemies, give the player a weapon, or add power-ups. You can also expand on the game manager, for example to use it to switch scenes. A common way to do this is by turning it into an auto-load, just like we did with our music track. Or perhaps you want to improve player movement by adding coyote time and double jumps. The possibilities are endless. Also, don't forget to check out Zenva Academy. Be among the first 50 people to use the coupon code below to get 20% off the first year of your Zenva subscription. And that's it for making your first game in Godot, and I wish you the best of luck on making your second one.
Thank you. Wrap. Alright. Now it's break time. Get some Why is my mouse not functioning correctly? Oh, there we go. Now we need to find the damn cord. You're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to be here. One of these is bound to be a fucking Ha! First try. Take that, chord god. It's not gonna work now because I invoked chord god's name. That's bad. Shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, chord god. Please. Don't be an angry god. It's upside down, but that's fine. Ugh. We don't need anything else more than the tablet and the mouse. New. I need to make something big. I don't know. Yeah, for sure. Should we do 19? Can this handle 1920? It seems like it. Perfect. Let's do some blocking then. Ah, yes, good. That works. This is gonna take a while to get used to. This was what? B? This is too large. Let's do 720 instead. Oh, what's the other aspect for... Is it 10... What's the other aspect for 720? God damn it. I hardly use it anymore as I forget. $12.80. This should be better. Let's B this up. Okay, let's block in our scene, shall we? Boom, boom. Let's center. I want this to be decently large. That should be good. Okay, so I'm thinking we're getting something over here. Boom, boom, boom. Like fire, maybe? I haven't drawn this in a while. That's cool. That's too large. What's the shortcut? E? With the eraser. Oh, we need to enlarge that. Let's go 20. Perfect. That's better. Boom. I'm gonna do some smoke plumes from this. Dun, dun, dun. For now. Boom, 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 boom. Probably good. And then we do maybe doggo sitting around here somewhere. Gonna have a backpack on. Boom, boom, boom. And then Doggo's gonna have a sword, of course. He's an adventure dog after all. Let's do like a hero sword kind of deal. Straight lace. How do you add a new layer? Okay, that's rename layer. Layer. Create new. New layer. Thank you. Can we flip these? No, not Photoshop style. That's fine. Let's white out this for now. Should have gone white background. Boop. Lock background layer. Name it background. Background. My spelling is amazing. It's close enough. Okay, let's see. We have the foreground thought out. Let's look at some reference images. Did my camera die? No, it's still there. Sure. Alright. We want campfire. Sitting. Should probably. This is where AI could come in handy, actually. It could generate us a few thumbnails. And then we take the best parts. No. Generate me a picture with 4 thumbnails. Variations of a dog sitting by a campfire at night. The background should be a ruined cityscape. I wonder if we can fucking cheat this and do it in pixel art. Yeah. Create a picture containing 4 thumbnails. The thumbnails should contain A dog sitting by a campfire in the night, and a ruined cityscape as background. Boom. See, this could be useful. See what it lands on. Making first draft. Creating image. This is shitty and soulless. But the colors are nice. Let's say make it 16-bit pixel art. See what it does with that prompt. Yeah, I want it to be dystopian. I want Doggo to be all alone and fight stuff. I should probably make a big ass list as well of things I want to put into existence. Alright, let's see. ChatGPT, you lazy bastard, you didn't even create new shit. But this gives us a decent hint. The bridge is kind of a good idea, actually. I kind of like that. This is too much in the foreground. I like the this one. Should we use our last one? See. Make new ones. Make the dog German Shepherd. Same parameters as before. I'm getting a good basis for my thing now. I think I have an idea of what to do. No, this is not gonna be a tile set. This is just gonna be like a splash page, just to get. I like how the AI put a fucking cup by the dog. Yes. Smarterest AI. Alright, but we have enough of this shit now. We know what to do. Let's flip this down. Yeah, maybe title screen. Maybe title screen. We're gonna go with boom. Edit the background again. What's this? G? Okay. Can I please go to the background? Thank you. Boom. Are these not layered correctly anyway? They are not. Okay, let's reset the layers. Flatten. Okay, so they work in a different. Set this to 3 pixels. That's 31 pixels. 3. Still 31. 3 pixels, please. That's good. Yeah, maybe title screen. Title screen might be good. Okay, so we kind of wanna. The bridge was a cool idea. I like that. We're gonna have. Let's go background. So we're gonna have like a tree. Wow, like a boom, 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 boom. Let's have the put the ground over here somewhere, like the map. Happy little tree, yes. Fucking Bob Ross. I have not drawn. Like this in a while. Oh, I need another camera if I'm gonna do shit like this. Screw up. I need a camera pointing downwards. I use this to actually bring some light in this situation, maybe. Boom! Fuck tons of lights. How the fuck am I gonna set up a camera to show if I wanna draw on paper? Streaming difficulties in the same vein. Is this actually... Ah, damn it. It's too zoomed in. Ah, I need it to be over here somewhere. That would have been a decent one. I see. Yeah. So I need this to sit here. How will we achieve this? Yeah. We can figure that shit out soon. I have a great idea on how to achieve this. Because as the hoarder I am, please. Ha! That sucks balls. That's gonna be for another day. Fucking me being a variety streamer, I should just stick to doing gaming. No. Alright, let's plug this back in. Why do I have to be so obtuse and do what I want? I should be like, I should just randomly stream. No, I shouldn't randomly stream. I should just stream the same game the entire time. Do nothing. Do nothing else. That's too high. Happy little moon up here, small. Maybe let's just block some textures in, see if we can get the correct mood going. This probably needs to be further. It's too big. Whoop, too much. Yeah. I agree. No, fuck that shit. Like I stream because this gets me to actually do shit. I'm so ADHD. I can, for example, not play story games if I don't stream because I need super gameplay loop. This is probably a decent go. Yeah, I need an amazing gameplay loop and not being brought out of the gameplay loop too fucking fast. But I do enjoy story games if I honestly take my time, but will never take my time. The fuck was that? I will never take my time unless I actually stream a game and take my time with it. Otherwise, I would rather like play some basic roguelite with good gameplay. Yeah, yeah, precisely. So, and then you kind of don't play them, especially when you have a young kid and you can't like sit down and just take it easy and just do the story and be immersed. It's so hard to actually get into a story if you can't immerse yourself. But a roguelite or something like with a quick gameplay loop, that's so much easier to just meh and you dive straight in. Alright. This maybe. Let's. I like the crumble wall thing. Boom. Let's create one of those. Put it over here. Crumble it. Boom, 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 boom. Have some crumbles here. Why would there be a crumbled wall here? That's fucking stupid. There will never be a crumbled... maybe if I crop the image more later. Yeah, we'll crop the image. We'll go like boom, 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 boom. Then we'll put a tree, darker green. We'll put the happy little tree here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's extend. Dark trunk. I used to climb fir trees when I was a child. Fucking love that. So, at my parents' place, we had like this some giant fucking trees. Like, I'm talking about maybe, yeah, 10-30. It's fine, pretty much. I agree. We had this giant fir tree. I think we even named like the old tree or old big tree or whatever. And what we used to do when we were kids, this is so fucking stupid. We climbed up here to the top. In my mind, it's 10 meters. It's probably less. It's probably like 5. So from up here, we jumped off the top and we rode the branches down. And then you landed. The reason I stopped doing this shit is because one time I got caught. Like, it was good fun. I got caught. My crotch got caught like 2.5 meters up. So I went like, meh. Let's go with another color. So I went like this. Jump. Ride. I'm getting caught here. And then I flip out. Whoop. Make a flip. Move. And land on my stomach. This is a backflip, by the way, so let's go. Mwah. And I was pretty sure I died. I didn't. I'm here. And that knocked the wind out of me for like 15 minutes. So for 15 minutes all alone, out on a field with one fir tree, I was like gasping for air. And that's when I decided, okay, no, it's probably time to not do this anymore. So then I kind of stopped jumping down from trees. My new endeavor, instead, was climbing on roofs. And I have some fucking stupid stories from climbing on roofs too. I was not a smart kid. Well, I'm not a smart adult. Because now I climb on fucking rocks instead. Oh my god, I just realized I'm going from just more stupid stuff. God damn it. When realization hits you. And then we do like, can you manage opacity in this? Fuck it, let's not. Yep. Bum bum bum. Then we go like a cityscape, like so. Boom boom boom. Have some crumbled shit. We would do the wall over here. Boom. Oh, that's the wrong one. Which color did the wall use? I can just pipette it, right? I for eyedropper. How nice. If we just pass behind, we would do some. Is this darker? No, it's lighter. Make some crumbles here. Boom, boom. Some highlights. And we would do some highlights from the fire here. Boom, 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 boom. Do some highlights on the tree. Dun, 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 dun. And then we would probably place the moon like off center around here. And then we make like a single light source up there. Inside the building. Can you do this? No, you can't. Oh, you can drag. Cool. It would be something like this. Dun, 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 dun. Fucking blocking on a single layer like a. Like an old painter. You can kinda see I have not been digitally drawing for a good while using one layer. Okay, boom, 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 boom. And then we would have some like grayish text. Up here it goes boom, boom. Untitled doggo. Let's see if we can, that's too light. Can we just make this a bit darker? Darker. That's it. And then we do like a cloud layer, whatever. Whoop. Maybe some clouds. That's way too big. Like so-ish. Boom, 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 boom. And then we light them up where the moon hits them. Boom, doon, 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 doon. Moon hits a bit here too. Doon, doon, doon. And we have the bluish like side light here from the moon. Boom, boom, boom. Moon lights up here. Moon lights up here. It's gonna light up bit here. Gonna see the roof. It's gonna light up a bit around here. Some details in here. Maybe. Yeah, precisely. This is just thumbnail blocking. Just get an idea of what I want to do. This. Then maybe we should frame it. We're gonna add some rocks and shit down here on the ground. The goddamn AI cup. We'll do a doggy bowl. Let's do a doggy bowl. Goddamn, I need to zoom. I need to zoom for this. There we go. Fido. Perfect. Let's lighten this up a bit and go like one of those kinds of thingies here. Get it a bit. Perfect. That's perfect. How can you zoom better? Fett screen. It's not bad. That's a doable thumbnail. For sure. Alright. I wonder how the dog lit the fire, by the way. Oh, yeah, we need some smoke from the fire. That's going to be animated later, I guess. Like have a smoke plume going like wow. Going all the way around here somewhere. That's going to be transparent. Alright. Of course he did. Why didn't I think of that? He might hit his sword against a rock to make sparks. Because he's a smart fucking doggo, ain't he? Okay, let's be smart about this. Let's make a proof of concept. I can't spell. Untitled doggo game. We'll make one stage. At the end of the stage, you get the proof. This is not proof of concept. This is ideas of concept. At the end of the stage, you get the sword. One stage at the end, you get the sword. Travel through platform. From puzzles. Maybe tutorial. Maybe tutorial text. Activate a door. Maybe sneak. Maybe sneaky snake. To achieve. I need what? Game engine. We got Godot. We need ruined overworld tileset. We need main character with animations. We need one enemy type maybe. We need assets for it. God. We need assets for the enemy. We need... we have a placeholder, but we need a placeholder for level design. Okay, so let's go Monday. We need an end of level. Game engine, ruined overall tile set, main character animation, one enemy type, assets or the enemy. Maybe a placeholder. Placeholder for enemy design. So Monday. Big focus. Will be level design. That way we stay in Godot and we learn some more shit. Big focus level design. We focus on getting platforming to feel good. Adjust frames, speeds, etc. Tuesday, we do an art day. I think, just to chill out from level designing. We do an art day where we focus on tile set. Tile set for first stage. Locate. Meh. You wanna be the game hero instead? Doot, doot. Show yourself, furball. Look at this. Map, 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 map. Yeah. Did you enjoy being pulled in the tail? Did you start purring from being tail pulled? You're weird. You wanna fight? You're an old boy now. Tile set for the first stage. That's probably gonna take the entire day. Wednesday. We're back to level design. Well, art placement in Godot. Thursday, testing day. Friday, freedom. No, Friday. Watch a Python tutorial. We're gonna. This is gonna be like getting. We do this Monday. Watch a Python tutorial. This is gonna be getting shit into my brain. These are probably gonna take a lot longer, but if we can get something done, like the Python tutorial, that should be doable. Up! Hello, camera. The Python tutorial should be doable at least. Now, but I think this is a good start. We are also on art day. Look up inspiration. I'm gonna start doing that right now so I have an idea. Alright. That can be saving timing. Yep. I agree. And the Python learning Python slowly. I mean, just by watching tutorials and trying to understand more of it, it should help a lot. That's a fucking good name. Dog Days. Right? I kinda like it. Yep. Free time. Aha! I can watch YouTube while I work. With my job. Work time. Perfect. No, I don't think I need to do an advanced. I mean, going too advanced will kill the project. And that's bad. But I mean, just chillaxing and have the goal of making a level, I feel is a great idea. And not following it, making a level following a tutorial, making a level that I want to create. And I think while I'm starting to lay out the level, I will probably learn new stuff that can be used and the future. All right. I think we have a plan. Hell yeah. I think I have a plan. Let's save this. All right. I shall look into dictionaries as well. Perfect. All right, what's my plan now? I'm gonna go climbing on a interesting rock in a while. The topo. Sweden. No. Doxing my city. Doesn't fucking matter. Du- 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 du. Isn't it called Ellie Cube? It's the full grade range. Yeah. I'll be safe for now until cardio is amazing. Oh, it's not showing, it's just showing premium topos. That sucks balls. How do you filter here then? There, filter. Free topos, thank you. That should add some more. Oh wow, it added some more. Can I do the search now? Ha! There we are, this one. Oh, that's big. That's a big boy. 3.5? No, that's more. It's probably like 4. Let's see how it looks. Oh, perfect. See what it looks like. Oh, dogs! Wait. What's the start? Oh, goddammit. That seems... That grip is good. We need to heal. And then far. Nice. Okay, so boom. It's a sit start, heal. Boom. Step in. Up. Heal. To sloper shit. Seems shaky. High heal. Oh, that's a really high heal. Up to crimp. So it's not done once you get the top out rock. That's not a nice top out. Or he does it unnice. I'll fucking scream. I don't know. Do the dogs... that's something we need to dig into. He's never gonna do that again. Cool. Okay. Let's see. This is my boss. Let's see how she does it. She's actually A very technical climber. Three-finger drag from there. Oh, she doesn't. That's not the same boulder. No, it is. It's just a weird angle. She actually uses her feet. Why? What the hell? That can't be the same boulder. What? Okay. Okay, no, he did this line. Okay. And she did this line. That's the same line. No, it's not. Never mind. That line. Okay. That's gonna be interesting. All right. Oh. Time to get ready for climbing on rocks. Eat some stuff. Chillax a bit. And thank you again for the help. You are indispensable. Yeah, for sure.